Valentine's Day, the one day a year where we're basically told that love is a receipt.
Roses, overpriced chocolate, marked up 300%. Reservations, good luck unless you booked them before Halloween.
And if you're single, congratulations. The world has decided you are emotionally bankrupt today.
But here's the truth. It's not love. It's all commercialism, baby.
And today we're breaking down the business behind the holiday of love, why so many of us feel pressured by it, and how not to let a marketing calendar define your worth.
So grab a drink, grab your vibrator, grab the receipt for that $89 bouquet that just died in 24 hours, and let's talk.
This is Taboo Talk, Not Safe for Brunch. I'm Coralie from Vancouver, and I love digging deep and asking the questions no one will.
I'm Amber from Ontario. I'm blunt, cut through the fluff, and get straight to the point.
And I'm Vicky from Manitoba. I'm all about real connection because intimacy starts with trust. Let's get into it.
So let's start with where Valentine's Day actually came from and how capitalism just ate it all up. The mid-19th century marked the beginning of the commercialized Valentine's Day traditions that we all know of today. Victorian men wooed women with flowers. Richard Cadbury created the first heart-shaped box of chocolates. Like, I love Cadbury's. It's the best chocolate. And the New England Confectionery Company, or NECO, began stamping out an early version of conversation hearts. So those were kind of the first dollars spent on Valentine's Day. But it wasn't originally about romance. It was messy and political. It doesn't feel very heart-shaped to me when you go into where it all started. It is likely based on a combination of two Valentines who were executed on February 14th in different years by the Roman Emperor Claudius II in the 3rd century, according to NPR. And the Catholic Church may have established St. Valentine's Day to honor these two martyrs. Right. So the legend says that one of these men, St. Valentine of Terni, had officiated weddings for Roman soldiers in secret, going against the emperor's wishes, making him seem as a proponent of love. Kind of sounds like a Cupid to me. Another story involves the practice of writing love letters to your Valentine. It said that St. Valentine wrote the first Valentine greeting a young girl he tutored and fell in love with while he was imprisoned for the crimes outlined above. And then the 1800s, greeting card companies realized that they could monetize it, and then we all of a sudden have, I love you, please buy paper every February 14th. And now billions is spent annually, making it one of the most profitable holidays. And it's not even really a holiday. It's not a stat. No one gets a date off paid.
No.
It's not a real holiday.
No.
And then you have all of that because of all that. The emotional manipulation is baked in. If you really love them, you'll buy them this.
Right.
Show your love with diamonds.
I mean, I like them.
An engagement ring has to be 3 months' salary. All these expectations that we put out there. And then what's sad is that all this marketing funnels women, implying that we're responsible for the romance, because why not? We're responsible for everything. And then what I think is funny about that too is because it's marketed towards women, even though for the most situation, the reasons this was marketed, it was for men to buy for their women. So they're marketing it towards women to pressure their partner. I mean, it just seems like this house of freaking cards. Yep.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that there is just way too much brouhaha around the expectations and all of the things. And I have never been a Valentine's celebrator. Grab me something 3 weeks before if you really want to. Better yet, do it on the 15th. If you really need to feel like you're contributing to Valentine's Day.
So we've established that Valentine's Day is basically capitalistic Hunger Games. Let's talk about what happens when the pressure kicks in and your wallet starts crying louder than you ever have.
I mean, the pressure to perform love and why it's total BS, right? Like, there is so much pressure around it. And to be fully transparent, and I don't know if anybody else feels this, that performance makes me so freaking uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like, don't do all these lovey-dovey weird things. I don't know how to accept it.
Correct.
Like, it feels weird. It feels so weird.
Well, I would also prefer to just have some consistent feelings of love or actions of love just
Right.
throughout. I don't need you to come home with a bottle of champagne, a dozen roses, some chocolates, and what? We're gonna skip some steak in. I don't need any of that. I just think that you're right, it's blown up. Consistent gestures to one another throughout the year would be way more interesting to me than showing up with champagne and roses on Valentine's Day. You can hold on to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I mean, Valentine's Day convinces people that affection must be expensive and grand
Right.
gestures and how that affects your relationship. And it's the one night you definitely get sex. Like,
Right. And how do you keep up with that? Like, what if you're at a 20, 30, 40-year what? Just no.
Mhm.
right? Could you imagine like going above and above and above and above? Not a chance.
Yeah, that benchmark is wild.
I mean, could you
Mm-mm.
imagine being in a relationship where the only day you showed love like that was Valentine's Day, was one day a year? I did this on Valentine's Day. If you are only showing your partner that you care about them on Christmas, Valentine's, birthdays, anniversaries, like
Yeah.
that is bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
Also, can I just flip that script a little bit? If as the other partner, you have expectations of that day, you're setting your partner up for
Mhm.
failure because they're
Mhm.
never going to reach it, right? And this is all gender roles that we're crossing here. So I just think that that's a really important piece, is that you really need to have, again, a conversation, set some expectations with one another. What does this look like? And move forward. I was married once. And on Valentine's Day, we often would get together with this other couple and we would go out and do something, whatever, like maybe we would just fondue at home or whatever. And it wasn't meant to be like this romantic space. It was literally just, these were two people that we spent a lot of time with and we really enjoyed their company. And that's what we did together. And it was just sort of a nice, easy way to spend that day. And sometimes you can love one another in a group. That sounds terrible, but
We've done
you know what
poly
I mean.
episodes. It's okay.
Yeah, we were not, but I'm just saying. For me, it was just like, oh, that was kind of fun to do. I like that. It just
Mhm.
changed it up, and you still spent time with people. And when the kids were small, we would drink from champagne flutes and have dinner and do the things. Like, I don't know, it doesn't have to be grand, and I think making it grand makes it
Mhm.
dangerous.
Well, yeah, because if you're not showing love day to day in your relationship or affection,
Yes.
the grandness on one day a year, like Coralie had said,
No
Mhm.
kind of
thanks.
shitty.
Yeah, totally.
Performative.
Yep.
I mean, commercialism really does trick couples into competing. If
Mhm.
you're not a couple who communicates with each other, like my husband and I will be heading up to Valentine's, and we're like, at this point, we don't even bother. But before, we would be like, we're not really doing anything, right? Just set that expectation right away instead of let's check the price tag, who did it
Right.
better.
Right.
That's not a good
Mhm.
relationship.
Yeah, and I'm not saying don't acknowledge it at all.
Mhm.
If you don't acknowledge it at all, I'm gonna feel like you really probably aren't, you're not checked in.
You should go listen
but
to our pro
I'm
Valentine
not.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have friends and stuff too, like you're not just competing and you're competing against them. And then, oh, social media. It's not even just your freaking friends
Mhm.
anymore. It's social media that has this huge highlight reel of this one person that went, whoa, and now you look like
Mhm.
shit. Like you
And a lot of times too, those are now user generated content. So it's not even real things. It's where the brands will pay someone who just is generally good at social media to make a video and not even put it on that person's wall. Like that person might have followers, but not enough where everyone's going to know their name, but they just make good content. So they're going to pay them. And then that's circulating. And sometimes you can't really tell, is that an ad or is this real?
Right.
And that's what they want you to think. They want
Yeah.
you to think it's real.
these big gesture performances of proposals,
Mm.
man, I've been seeing them a lot
Mhm.
lately. It's probably because I stop and I kind of watch it, but I would never want
Yeah.
that.
No,
Never.
that
You
would
better
be
talk to
so
your partner and
embarrassing.
know that they would like that.
Yeah. I think it's so much more personal if it's like intimate. And I can see maybe having a photographer hiding because you might want to have those
Maybe.
memories. And you know what? Different strokes for different folks. Like some people are extra and you want to be
Mhm.
extra, and that's totally cool. But I think a lot of times stuff is done performatively. It's not the genuine feeling, it is what they want to
Yeah.
portray.
Yeah.
And that goes back to setting the tone. And I think that's
Mhm.
I feel embarrassed for other people sometimes, and those big performative engagements where it's on the jumbotron or it's here, whatever. I have secondhand embarrassment. I don't know why. It just happens to me because I wouldn't want that, right?
Mhm.
It makes me feel like, was that
Yeah.
okay with her?
About 5 years ago, maybe longer, I saw this video. It was an engagement video. It went viral. You guys have probably seen it too. And it was this guy took his fiance to the movies, and he like created this whole movie. And the movie ended up being like their engagement, and her family and everyone was in there. And I watched it and I thought it was great, but I thought it was so performative. Anyways, that was Justin Baldoni, who wants to be a director,
Oh,
right?
interesting.
So lines up with the performativeness.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
Now, there are healthy alternatives to the Hallmark holiday. Micro moments of connection all year round. Shared experiences over overpriced products. And I am on this one 100%. I am all about the shared experiences.
Yes.
Everybody, not just my partner. And conversations about expectations instead of assumptions. Don't just assume that you're doing this big grand gesture or that they're going to do a big grand gesture and then you're sitting there super disappointed. You need to talk with your partner and make sure that you're both on the same page.
I think another thing is that if you are just thinking, whether you are man, woman, whatever, if you are thinking you want to give your partner a big grand gesture and it is genuine about it's not about the performance, it's the big grand gesture. One reason you want to really make sure that's what they want is because if you want to do that's probably because that's what you want, right? And they might not be the same. Right. And that's why that C word comes in so handy, So if you want to do that for someone else, that's a really good indicator that that's something that you want is some sort of acknowledgement. So,
yep.
It's a good little way to get the ball rolling when you don't really know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
So true.
Now, when it comes to this Valentine's commercialism, it gets way messier when you're not coupled up. Because if couples are pressured to overspend, single people get hit with your life is incomplete marketing BS, right? Vicky?
Yeah, being single on Valentine's Day, I mean, because I'm not married to Valentine's Day, it's not really super impactful to me. I am really surrounded by love in my friendships and I'm cool, right? In my family, in my friendships, it's fine. But commercialism does treat single people as a problem that's there to be fixed. And we need to know how to reclaim that day without buying into the narrative and the bullshit, right? Some of the marketing that as a single you receive, this is the messaging at least, is find love fast, right? You can quickly get into a relationship. And we just talked about apps recently, and that's another whole thing, right? Don't eat dinner alone tonight. I love eating dinner alone. But it makes it feel like it's a bad thing. Treat yourself because no one else will. What? That's rude.
Well, and I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this marketing message, I could feel it when I was maybe in my 20s.
Sure.
Right? I mean, and I'm not single and I haven't been single in a really long time. Can you kind of relate to that where maybe when you were younger and everybody was kind of hooking up and things were happening, but now you're like, fuck that noise.
Yeah, for sure. So, when you're younger, it is about the grand gestures and it is about the day meaning something and it is about receiving external validation. And as you get older, that external validation it just melts away. We're not looking for external validation in our 50s. And if we are, then we need more therapy. So I just think that we are definitely in a space where we're owning it. I'm owning the day. It doesn't matter to me. It comes, it goes. It's like any other day to me. I don't know. I don't think about it. I tell my friends I love them all the time, and I tell them on Valentine's too. So I do agree with you that there is a lot of that performative nature that comes around when you're younger, and that does certainly go away. It's like everything else. Recently, we were within a group of women in their 50s and older, and we were dancing, and there were some young women, and we pulled them onto the dance floor with us, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are so fun." And we literally said to them, just wait, girls, just hold on to one another. You're going to get here. It's going to be okay. Like it was so important to us to let them know that. So yeah, totally agree. So of course, remember that the industry itself is profiting off of your loneliness or the suggesting that you're lonely.
They're saying whatever they think they need to say. to get you to open your
to sell
wallet.
you some
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Singles awareness products, right? Anti-Valentine's events.
Oh my
So,
gosh, that whole Galentine's Day popped up,
Mhm.
you know?
Which is
Like, what?
cute, but now it's
yeah,
like they're trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
yes,
Now they're making a whole other holiday
right.
around Valentine's Day for single
You know what?
people.
And I mean, if you're gonna Galentine's, great. Have a
Mhm.
potluck.
Yeah, you don't need to
Have a
spend all
potluck.
day.
Everybody bring their best charcuterie and a bottle of wine and hang out and do something really inexpensive, but share something you love about each other and just do the things. Like there's way too much planning and spending around Valentine's, in certainly my
Yeah.
opinion. And of course, you get targeted ads from the dating apps on social media. There's always something that is just being hammered at us, and just don't swallow it. I have a friend who tells me when we go to Costco, don't let Costco tell you what to buy. Marketing is
Costco
marketing.
does tell me what I need.
It sure does. And when I let Costco tell me what I need to buy, I'm spending infinitely more.
Okay, I just want to say I went there last week. I only spent $225.
That's ridiculous. So marketing reinforces the idea that being single is undesirable. But the truth is that single isn't a waiting room. We're not just hanging out hoping that Mr. Right is going to show up. It's also not a temporary flaw. Some people may choose to stay single for the rest of their lives, and that's totally cool. And they don't have to buy into this. And they need to, though, have a little bit of a crust on them in order to get through it sometimes, because you're just being puked on with the marketing. And being single is not a failure. Just is not. In fact, in my opinion, I'm winning. Right now, I'm just winning. Ways that you can reclaim the day, of course, you celebrate those friendships, as I said, have a potluck, do something together, self-care without guilt, do whatever you please. Please do whatever you want. Buy yourself flowers whenever you want to, but also on Valentine's if you so choose. I would not. I don't want to spend triple the price. Also, don't do it because somebody says you deserve it. You do deserve it every day. Every damn day. Or you can opt out completely, which is pretty much what I do, and that's valid too. I just don't play. You're not defined by your relationship status or your participation in some crazy corporate holiday. Unnecessary. So whether you're single, you're partnered, awkwardly situationshipped, or it's just complicated, commercialism has tricked us all at some point.
Well, Valentine's Day wasn't born out of a celebration of love. It became one because companies saw opportunity.
And the pressure to spend manufactured the perfect romantic day sold to you your worth, absolutely not determined by what happens on February 14th.
Whether you go all out or you keep it low key or pretend the day doesn't exist at all, it doesn't define your relationship, your self-worth, or your ability to love.
Thanks for filling up a seat at the Taboo Talk Not Safe for Brunch table. If today's episode made you laugh, think, or squirm a little, do us a solid, follow, rate, and leave a review. It's the podcast version of a good tip.
Want more unfiltered conversations? Hit the link in the show notes and sign up for our weekly newsletter. It's the stuff that didn't make it on the air.
Until next time, keep it bold, keep it curious, and definitely keep it not safe for brunch.